Hello guys, welcome to your bedtime stretch flow. Today's practice is perfect for those days where you really want to slow things down and focus on your mobility, your flexibility, your breath. Today's practice is going to, of course, call on our breath to release and detach from any tightness and tension in the neck, the shoulders, and the back. So hopefully you are in a nice quiet room where you'll not be disturbed. You don't need anything besides your own body weight and a mat. So let's hop right into it. There's a couple of different ways you can set yourself up for our first series. For some of you, it might be most comfortable to have your legs crossed. For others, you might want a block underneath your hips. The rule of thumb, if sitting cross-legged doesn't feel great for you, is to have your hips above your knees. So if you put a block or a blanket underneath your hips, they'll be elevated and above the knees, which will open everything up. You can also make this cross-leg shape a little bit bigger. The further the feet are away from the hips, the more open everything will feel. You could also have blocks or some type of support on the outer thighs so the legs aren't just kind of free falling towards the mat. Or you could also be on your heels with the knees bent, but we're not going to be here for too long, so just take a moment to get comfortable. Hypothetically, you could also have your back against a wall, but we're going to be moving the arms a little, so it might be a little bit tricky, but that's an option you can play around with. Wherever you are, you're going to roll your shoulders back. Let's begin with the eyes closed, palms on either side of your body. We're going to take an inhale through the nose as the arms start to lift through T, all the way overhead, maybe fingertips touch. Hold that breath. Exhale, shoulders drop, fingers stretch long through T, tapping the mat again. We inhale, breathing in all of that energy, that space, that openness. Make sure shoulders don't shrug up. We want to keep the neck long. Exhale, bring the arms all the way down. 3 more rounds like this. We're filling ourselves up with air. Holding it at the top, breathing it in. Exhale out the mouth, softening through your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Last one right here. We're going to hold the arms overhead. Good. You can open your eyes, holding that inhale. Exhale, we're going to twist over our right shoulder. Maybe that left hand meets right knee. Once that breath is finished, we're going to inhale. The arms reach overhead again. Gaze goes forward. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Twist over your left. Good. Inhale up. Exhale. Getting a little deeper into that rotation each time we visit that side. Good, grounding through the sits bones. And part of these slower paced restorative classes is using the breath to move through any discomfort, tension, tightness, or poses that are challenging. Good. Surrendering to it to get to the other side where that relief, openness, and comfort lies. Let's all pause the next time you're over your right shoulder. So left hand is on that knee. You're going to inhale to prep. Exhale, right fingertips Reach all the way up and over to that diagonal, kind of coming to a forward fold. Gaze is down. Right fingertips are reaching in front of you to the left. You're keeping that right hip heavy though. So you're going to feel a really nice opening through the side of your body. Breathe into the side of the ribs. Feel that lateral expansion. And then on your next exhale, you're going to open right back up into that twist, looking over right shoulder, twisting a little deeper even with your eyes. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, over to the left. Right hand finds that knee. And then the next time you exhale at the mouth, left fingertips reach up and over to the right. You can even kind of walk your fingertips further away from the shoulder. Good. Sink that left hip a little heavier onto the mat. Feel your underarms stretching. Lean into it. One more moment here. And then we're going to open back up. Looking over left shoulder, twisting even with the eyes, dropping shoulders from ears. Inhale, reach both the arms up, find your prayer. Take a second, close the eyes. Breathing in that energy, feeling that power, those endorphins. Exhale at the mouth, bring your prayer through your heart center as you start to open your eyes. And then we're gonna shift over to tabletop, so you can flip onto the hands and the knees. Making sure hands are underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Keep the chest lifted, let's drop the belly, lift the gaze. Good, hold here for a moment. Lift your chin, relax your neck. Drop your belly, widen your sits bones. Inhale to prep. Exhale, press the mat away, rounding through the back, pulling shoulder blades apart. Good, relax the neck so you're looking at the belly button or between the legs. Try not to shift back. Exhale, we drop the belly, lift the chin. Good, so we're stretching the back, we're mobilizing the spine. And we're also using these cat-cows to move around any energy that might be stuck in the body, especially at the end of the day when we've been interacting with different people, different energies all day. We want to take this time, this self-care practice, to cleanse ourselves internally and externally of any negativity, any judgment, any anxiety. I want you to feel it leaving the body on those exhales. Breathing in that knowing that you're safe, exactly where you are in this present moment. Letting go of any fear, any activation maybe in the chest or the belly, any tension in the shoulders or the lower back or the neck. Good, we're gonna do one more each way. Continue to deepen your breath. You should be hearing your exhales out the mouth. Holding your inhales, and the next time you're in your cat shape, you're just gonna press back to a child's pose. And once you're there, you're gonna open your knees and keep your toes together. So the legs are in a bit of a V shape. And then you're gonna walk your fingertips in front of your shoulders. So you have a nice stretch in your arms. We're gonna keep our toes together and lift them off the mat as we shift with a flat back into a modified plank shape. So you're not dropping your belly or your hips. You're in a nice straight line from the back of your head to your tailbone. We're just opening up the hips here. Shoulders are over the wrists. And then we're gonna round back, hips back to those heels. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward. Nice flat back. Feel the stretch in your hip flexors. Make sure that chin isn't tucked. We want a nice straight, long neck. And sink it back. Good, breathe in that energy. And exhale one more time. Good. Feeling more openness and mobility in this position. When that feels good, you're gonna bring your knees back together. Find child's pose one more time. Good. Start to walk your hands to your knees. And then once you're there in a seated position, you can just roll your shoulders out. From here, you can either be seated on your heels if this feels comfortable. You can also put a block, a couple blocks, or a Pilates squishy ball or some pillows between your ankles. So then when you sit back, your hips are elevated. And again, that just opens everything up a little more. You could be in cross leg or you could be in a tall kneeling position, but you might have to kind of modify as you go. From here, we're gonna inhale, focus on the breath, arms reach up. So much that chin lifts and you find a little back extension. From here, keeping the back the way it is, you're gonna bend your elbows past a goal post and then kind of tuck your elbows behind your back into the sideline. So it's almost like you want your elbows touching, palms are facing away from you. You're creating a W shape with the arms, really opening the chest. And then we're gonna lift the arms up. You're gonna interlace fingertips and you're gonna round through the back, pulling arms in front of the body. Chin is tucked, you're pulling shoulder blades apart. Good, let's inhale, lift the arms, release fingertips, lift the chin. Find that heart center opening, W shape with the arms. Listening to the body, you can customize how much of an extension you want to find. And then we lift the arms, tuck the chin, round the back, pull shoulder blades apart. Good, we're gonna do each shape one more time. Inhale. Pull shoulders back, elbows tuck behind the back. Maybe those palms press behind the shoulders a little bit. Beautiful, breathe it in, feel the stretch. And one more time, finding that flexion through the spine, reaching arms in front of the chest. Awesome. And then you can just come up to a neutral spine and release your fingertips. From here, knees are gonna stay in parallel and we're gonna find a child's pose. Walk your fingertips away again, so much that the hips kind of wanna lift because the arms are so stretched. We're gonna take this first one slow, but we're gonna do a child's pose to a modified plank with an arm circle. So feel the right palm on the mat, grounding you. You're gonna shift forward into that flat back, and then you're gonna lift your left hand, press into the right palm, as left fingertips circle back, letting your gaze follow, find your child's pose. You're gonna bend that left elbow, shoot fingers in front of the body, suspend yourself for a minute in that plank or a moment, sink it back, circle the arm. Good, give me one more like this. Energy flowing from those fingertips. The next time you're in your child's pose, you're gonna release that left hand in front of you again. Hips are heavy, find your breath. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. We shift forward, flat back, right fingertips lift, circle back, gaze follows, hips are heavy, bend the elbows, shoot it forward. Good, staying lifted through your left shoulder. Last one here. Feel your core and feel that beautiful shoulder rotation. Sink back. You're in your child's pose. Rest for a moment. Good, nice deep breaths. Awesome. You're gonna walk yourself back to a seated position. This time, we're gonna find a kneeling position. You're welcome to double your mat up so there's a little more cushion for the legs. You could also do this in standing as well. Hands are gonna be behind the back of the head, elbows are wide. And we wanna make sure we don't arch through the spine for this next series, so we're nice and stacked, core is supporting us, elbows stay down. Take an inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna rotate to the right. Keep your right hip forward so the hips don't move. And then we're gonna hold in that rotation, straighten your arms into T. Good, so you're gonna feel a nice stretch in your back shoulder. Maybe press right hip forward a little more. Stay in your twist, hands come to the back of the head. Use your core, come back through center, pause. Take a breath in. Exhale, we drop the shoulders as we twist to the left. Hold for a moment, then those arms stretch out. Good, opening left shoulder back. Hips stay still and forward. Hands to the back of the head first. Then we unravel. Inhale, prep. Exhale, twist. Pause first, then the arms stretch. Do one piece of this combo at a time. It's easy to want to rush through it, but you're gonna get the most release when you isolate each step. Good. This is your last one over that left shoulder. And then when you come through center, you're gonna release your hands, take a moment, drop your shoulders. And then we're gonna exhale, left fingertips, reach up and over, kind of sliding that right hand down the outer thigh. Make sure that left elbow's back slightly. Good, reach, reach, reach. Use your obliques, come through center, exhale, right arm to the left. Good, drop your shoulder away from the ear. Lateral movement can be a little uncomfortable because we don't do it very often in our everyday life. You're gonna sit back on your heels for a moment, roll your shoulders out. We have one more flow. So you're gonna come to your tabletop position. Hands can be just outside shoulder width. You're gonna tuck your toes under, press your hips up and back, downward dog. Maybe toes are a little bit wider from the hands. And just take a moment, feel the power in this pose, feel your energy, connect to your breath. Good, we're gonna take it really slow, one piece at a time. We're gonna inhale to prep. Exhale, we're shifting forward, strong plank. Hips are low, neck is long, press the mat away. We're gonna drop the knees. We're gonna untuck the toes. And we're gonna slowly bend the elbows. Make the arms work here as you take a nice, energizing breath through the nose. When you exhale, you can either come to your forearms and find a back bend, or you can press into your palms and come all the way up, dropping your shoulders. Good. You're gonna slowly bring the chest back down to the mat. You're gonna plant your palms, tuck your toes, exhale out of that prone position to your modified plank. You're gonna lift your knees if they aren't already, and then you're gonna press back to your downward dog. So we wanna lean into each shape we pass, because each shape is gonna give us something. And I want you to use your breath to melt into these poses. So we're inhaling to prep in downward dog. We're exhaling, finding your plank. Hold for a second. Embrace any shake or burn or activation. The knees are gonna drop, the toes are untucking. You're slowly inhaling and lowering your chest. Find a back extension on your exhale that feels good for you. You don't need to go all the way up, but you're opening your heart center, and then you're slowly bringing the chest back down. You can tuck your toes, press up, find your plank, and then downward dog. Good, take a couple breaths. Good, relax the jaw, the mouth, the tongue from the roof of the mouth. One more round, we find our plank. Good, hold. Knees down, toes untuck. Make those arms work, control the release. Exhale, back extension of your choice. Relax into it. Get deeper into it, lifting the chin, and then melt. Back to the mat. One more strong push up, and then you're gonna find your child's pose. Good, sink your hips back, turn your palms up. Knees can be in parallel or wide, it's up to you. Nice, deep, full body breaths here. Good. And then we're gonna start to make our way to a seated position, finding whatever seated position feels good for you. Cross legs. You could even be against a wall for this last little bit. Underneath blocks, it's up to you. Good, let's have our hands facing up. Shoulders roll down and back. And you can close your eyes. Let's take 5 full body rounds of breath. Checking in and noticing if you're holding on to anything that isn't serving you or that's holding you down, weighing you down. Identify where you're holding any pieces of emotion or any mindsets or stories that don't align with you. And then once you've identified where you hold them, I want you to breathe into those areas. Your breath is going to dissolve that energy, and then through your intention, you're going to feel it leaving the body. Good. 2 more rounds of breath, feeling yourself getting lighter with every exhale. Feel your shoulders relax. Last round of breath. And when that final piece of air escapes out the mouth, you can allow your eyes to open. Good, drop the hands, roll your shoulders back one more time, and you guys are all done. Thank you so much for being here with me in today's bedtime stretch flow. Obviously, this practice can fit into your day wherever you need it. It's really important to spot treat any discomfort, especially through the neck or the hips, throughout the day. So if you had certain exercises or poses that felt really good in your body, you can remember them and even take 5 minutes in the car before you head into the office to do a couple shoulder rolls or neck rolls. Same thing throughout the day, and then again before bed, and everything will start to feel better. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your night and a nice, deep, restorative sleep tonight. I will see you very soon, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you have any feedback, questions, or requests.